Welcome to Spokane County Spotlight. My name is Al French, and I'm the current chair for the Spokane Board of County Commissioners. It's my privilege and pleasure to present the annual State of the County Report. While we are a leaner organization than we were 3 years ago, we continue to struggle with the pace of expenses growing faster than revenue. This year, the county levied the state-authorized 1% increase in property taxes, which netted us approximately $470,000 of additional revenue. The state then hit us with an increase in a pension contribution of $600,000, an increase to the workers' compensation of $525,000, and an additional requirement to increase the number of public defenders that cost us approximately $300,000, for a total increase of $1.425 million to the state before we even got to address some of the local cost increases. While the local economy is experiencing increased sales activity, recent annexations have robbed the county of sales tax generators. These sales tax generators are retail shopping centers, car dealerships, and the like that produce high volume of sales tax revenue to pay for those vital city and county services. So what are some of the measures we have taken to reduce our cost? Well, we've eliminated the Boundary Review Board. That saved $250,000 per year. We're changing our participation in the Martin Hall Consortium. That saved $320,000 per year. Energy conservation measures have resulted in a net $500,000 annual savings. We also engaged in lean management practices that are streamlining our processes. And then we've also restructured our employee benefit programs, aligning them with private sector programs. I want to take this moment to compliment and thank the employees of Spokane County. They recognize the revenue challenges confronting the county and worked with us to develop new benefit programs, and have gone several years without cost of living adjustments to help ensure that we could keep everyone employed and the quality of our services to the public continue to be second to none. County has also taken the lead on increasing regional partnerships with our municipal partners so that we can maintain cost as well as improve the quality of services to the citizens. We now have a regional animal control system through SCRAPS. We've partnered with the City of Spokane to form a regional criminal justice commission and to start the work to redesign our criminal justice system to improve outcomes and control cost. As part of this process, the county commissioners have also taken on the responsibility of managing and operating the jail and Geiger Correctional Facility. We continue to work with our City of Spokane to promote historic preservation projects in the region. We are committed to the underlying principle that we are blessed as a region with some incredible architecture that needs to be preserved. Spokane County made the largest contribution from a local governmental entity to the restoration of the Fox Theater. We are in the middle of a restoration project of the Spokane County Courthouse, one of 2 courthouses in the state built prior to the 1900s. We will soon be activating the Regional Emergency Communication System that you, the voters, approved in 2008. For the first time, first responders across the county will now be able to communicate with each other throughout the region. We continue to add property for natural recreational opportunities through our Conservation Futures program. We now have over 7,200 acres available to the public for recreational activities. On November 17th of this year, the county will be in control of the regional solid waste system and working to make this transition seamless to our customers while continuing to explore opportunities to reduce future costs for the disposal of our solid waste. These are just a few of the examples of how we are working with our municipal partners to provide excellent services to the best possible cost for our taxpayers. In addition to our regional efforts, we are making significant changes internally to enable us to live within our means while at the same time improving services to you, our customers. Since 2009, Spokane County has been awarded $1.7 million in energy conservation grants from both federal and state sources, and an additional $1 million in energy loans for the completion of ongoing construction projects to the county courthouse and county campus, totaling $6.5 million. In addition, the county has received energy conservation incentives from Avista Corporation, totaling almost $1.4 million since 2000. And Avista has estimated the county's annual energy savings to be approximately $500,000 per year. The Building and Planning Department has developed an over-the-counter building permit process for small business tenant improvement projects under 4,000 square feet in size. Now, a small business owner can come into the building department and in less than 60 minutes walk out with a building permit to allow them to start construction on their project, and we've been able to reduce the cost of that permit by 75%. We've also implemented an accelerated fast-track permitting review process and electronic online permitting. As you can see, the county is fully committed to improving the quality of our service to the community and living within our available revenues. However, as I mentioned, we can't control unfunded mandates that impact us from the state and federal delegations and administrations. So how do we expand our revenue? Well, through business expansion and growth. In fact, state statute requires counties to engage in activities and this to promote economic prosperity, and this Board of County Commissioners takes this charge very seriously. We hear this from both the business community as well as our citizens. They not only want good jobs, but they want family wage jobs, and we're committed to providing those. So what is the role of county government? And what role do we play in promoting economic development? Well, this is my guiding principle, and I believe that it is shared by my fellow commissioners. As an architect and real estate developer, and after having spent 8 years on the Spokane City Council, one of the things that I saw in the business community was the need for consistency in development regulations between the cities and the county. So we moved to increase allowable building heights in the light industrial zones to 150 feet to match the city of Spokane. So that simple effort resulted in Caterpillar being able to construct a 600,000 square foot facility in Spokane County. That also allowed for the construction of Odom Corporation of a regional distribution facility, Winco Manufacturing on a new manufacturing facility, all located in the county, because we made the simple adjustment on our development regulations that allowed for business expansion and the creation of jobs. The county commissioners also work with our regional partners like the Public Facilities District in support of regional projects, like the expansion of the convention center, where the county provided $15 million in additional financing to allow the Public Facilities District to build out that project to its full potential. This expanded convention center contributed to Karen and Walt Worthy's decision to build their new hotel project right across the street. We believe that the county is poised for significant growth in the next decade. Last year, Spokane County population grew by 1%, and local economists are projecting an additional growth of 1% this year. Now, that might not seem like a lot, but in 2011, we only grew by 0.3%. Then we doubled that in 2012 to 0.6%. In anticipation of this increase in growth, the Board of County Commissioners recently adopted our 10-year update to the urban growth area, or what's referred to as the UGA. This updated boundary addresses areas prime for business development and residential expansion. It also includes areas to accommodate new school construction, areas requiring sewering to protect the Little Spokane River aquifer and the Spokane River, and also areas that are already urban in nature, and adjusted the boundary to reflect the fact that they are already developed with residential development. Finally, we've adopted elements to incorporate the recently adopted Joint Land Use Study, or to protect both Fairchild Air Force Base and Spokane International Airport. Both of these regional assets are critical to the economic vitality of the region and need to be protected from encroachment and, in the case of Fairchild, the potential of a BRAC process that might end up closing that base. While we included an increase in the amount of light industrial zone land available for new business expansion, it merely replaced industrial land consumed to protect both Fairchild and to allow for the third runway to be built at Spokane International Airport. So it barely keeps up with the demand to keep us competitive with adjoining counties and states. This demand for light industrial land is real, and you just have to look at what has been able to be constructed on the West Plains in the last 3 years since we changed the zoning regulations. While the leadership and support of the Airport Board, which I am a member of, we've had a vision for development of the land owned by Spokane International Airport and adjacent properties into an aerospace-based complex. With the asset of the airport, with the rail line that is currently owned by Spokane County, combined with the utilities provided by the City of Spokane and Airway Heights, we can meet the needs of many manufacturing companies. As I mentioned earlier, Caterpillar has constructed a 600,000 square foot regional distribution facility with the capacity to expand to over 1 million square feet under one roof. Now, just to give you an idea of how big a building this is, 600,000 square feet, that's 15 football fields underneath one roof. That facility is now distributing over 10,000 parts per day to not only Montana, Idaho, Washington, Oregon, but well into Western Canada. When the site selector came to me to assist in the location of Odom's new regional distribution center, I worked with their team to find potential sites with the needed utilities and infrastructure, and they are now in construction on a new 230,000 square foot facility on the West Plains. Winco Manufacturing is a local steel manufacturer that manufactures a variety of equipment for the construction and aerospace industries. They are currently under construction with an over 300,000 square foot manufacturing facility on the West Plains. Associated Painters was acquired last year and immediately went into an expansion mode, needing to expand to a second hangar facility on the airport property. With the assistance of Air Spokane team, we were able to work with Senator Cantwell and made it possible for Associated Painters to get into construction with their new second hangar facility, which is going to be painting new 737s manufactured by Boeing. They are now talking about the need of a third hangar. They are also located on SIA property in the West Plains. And then just recently, we had another manufacturer from the west side of the state, Exotic Metals, announce that they're expanding their operation into the West Plains. They are a metals fabrication company, and they are ranked as one of the top suppliers for the Boeing production system. And they were recently announced that they would be constructing a 150,000 square foot facility this summer. We are working aggressively to complete a funding package to construct the first of 3 hangars for aviation technical services, or what's referred to as ATS. Now, ATS is what's called an MRO, a maintenance, repair, and overhaul company in the aerospace industry. This is a game changer for the aerospace sector here in Spokane County. While Boeing will build a 737, fly it off the tarmac once, a company like ATS will rebuild that same plane 5 to 10 times during its lifespan. ATS has indicated that if we can reach a deal with them, they will start with a 250 employee facility and grow to 500 employees within 5 years. At total build-out, with all 3 hangars in place, they will be employing over 1,000 employees. The key for the sector, however, is the ancillary work that will be filtered into the rest of our aerospace sector. To facilitate this project, the Board of County Commissioners has agreed to provide $20 million in financing to Spokane International Airport to assist with the construction of the first hangar. This is an excellent example of how a port district would assist in the expansion of industry and the creation of jobs in the county. So what is a port district? A port district is a legal entity established by the state of Washington and authorized by you, the voters. It is designed to provide economic support for the construction of infrastructure to create and attract new industries to a county. There are 39 counties in the state of Washington, and currently all 39 except for 2 have port districts. Now, these port districts don't need to be located on oceanfront property. A port can be an inland port, and it's a term of art, but it designates an economic entity that can spur economic growth. All of the counties that surround Spokane County have port districts and use them to be able to attract new industries to their region. This entity would allow the Spokane taxpayers to invest in our own future. And we would then be on a competitive equal to counties that surround us and counties in the rest of the state. A very critical tool, and we'll be talking more about this in the next year. In the meantime, the county has joined with our partners, the city of Spokane, as our 50-50 partner in the ownership of Spokane International Airport, the Spokane International Airport Board, Greater Spokane Incorporated, Avista Corporation, and Spokane Community Colleges, and have formed Air Spokane. This is a local initiative to expand the aerospace sector in Spokane County. It's a regional effort because we have aerospace companies located in Liberty Lake, in Spokane Valley, in the north part of the county, as well as in the West Plains. We are also working with Inland Northwest Aerospace Consortium, or what's referred to as INWAC, which represents over 100 aerospace manufacturers already here in the Spokane region who employ over 8,000 employees in the aerospace sector. The Board of County Commissioners continues to be big supporters of the University District campus, and we're working to pursue the possibility of building a new medical examiner's facility on or adjacent to the medical school and leverage the service and educational opportunities that this relationship will offer. We are also working to create a new partnership with the cities of Spokane and Airway Heights, where we have offered to share the increased revenue derived from the county's expansion efforts in the West Plains with those local jurisdictions in exchange for their willingness to not annex these areas that the county has invested so heavily to create jobs for our citizens here in the region. We're also working to bring new industries to other parts of the county as well. Commissioner Todd Milkey is working to bring new life to the previous Kaiser Mead plant property, as well as working with property owners adjacent to the new North Spokane corridor to spur development and leverage that very valuable resource for the region. The Board of County Commissioners remains committed to the completion of the North Spokane corridor in my lifetime. It is my goal to drive the full length of that corridor as opposed to traveling in it on a hearse. The Spokane corridor and I started our lives at the same time. And during the last 62 years, I've seen this country make it to the moon and make it to Mars, and we need to make it to I-90 and complete this very vital infrastructure for the region. The population for Spokane County is rapidly approaching 500,000 residents living within our borders. But we're a very diverse county. We have folks that live in the southern part of the county that travel to Spokane Valley for employment, folks that live on the north side of Spokane that travel to Liberty Lake for employment. So we really are a region, and we need to focus and function as a region as we're working to attract new businesses to this community. We also need to be focused as a region in promoting our existing businesses, allowing for the expansion of production and the creation of new jobs. So it's critical that we as a community come together and function and work together. Other businesses that want to look at coming to a community like ours look at not only the assets that we have, but how well do we function as a region? Are we united? Are we focused? Are we committed to being able to provide a climate that will attract new people to this region? And it's important that we attract new people to this region because it means economic vitality and the creation of new jobs for existing citizens. It also helps disperse the cost of government over a broader base. So we are working aggressively to function as partners with our municipalities. 13 municipalities, all of the residents in all 13 cities are county residents. And so we need to respect the fact that while they choose to live in different communities for a variety of different reasons, as a region, we need to function as a whole. And that's why the state statutes direct that the Board of County Commissioners be invested into creating economic vitality for their county. We are the largest governmental entity, and we're the ones that are best committed to being able to make this a reality for our taxpayers. And so we are working. We are leaning into the wind, and we are moving forward with a number of initiatives to control cost, to improve the quality of services, and to maximize the value of your tax dollars. We're committed to protecting our quality of life because that's what's attracted so many of us to this region. Working to enhance our economic vitality so all of us have access to good family wage jobs, and expanding and improving the employment base. Protecting our community assets, whether it's Fairchild Air Force Base that represents $1.3 billion of economic activity for us as a region every year, or working to expand Spokane International Airport so it allows not only us to travel to other parts of the country and the world, but also allows visitors to come to our community. And we're working to maintain over 2,500 linear miles of roads so that you can get from your home to your schools, to your businesses, to your churches, and to other recreational activities in the region. And we're working to preserve the natural environment and not only for our current, but future generations. We are active, we are engaged, and we're here to serve you. And we thank you for the privilege of being able to serve the county residents of Spokane County. Have a great day, and thank you.